Good morning. Today on DIY Solar Power with Papa, we're here to pick up some 13 more solar panels, mono panels, and we're at their warehouse. This is their entire warehouse. Last year they were just this, then expanded, and now they have the entire length of it, and it's just loaded with solar panels and supplies. But just waiting. They'll come over with a forklift and just load those things right into the back of my pickup truck on a pallet, close the gate, and I'm off. But just wanted to give you a shot of this so you can pick up locally in Gilbert. They have one in Savannah, Georgia. You can pick up locally, or you can have them shipped from either one. And there's a shipping charge they'll charge you, which they can tell you when you go to look before you buy. So we just got home from SanTan Solar after picking up our 13 panels. They're on a pallet, and you just have to take some wire cutters, and these will easily come off. Not real hard to do. I need to find my, oh, there's my keys. Find my keys. So, oh, got one more strap here. So, see if we can get one of these off. And there we go. So we got these. I ordered, these were on the sidewalk sale, and I ordered 13 on a pallet for $455. And there was a little confusion on when I went to go pick it up. So he gave me some comparable panels. I think they were 365 watts. They were Gencos that I was supposed to get, but for some reason he only had 6 out of the 13. So he gave me these, which I think are much nicer quality. But on these specs, it's 330 watts, 34.4 volts. Short circuit is 4130. Amps are 960. Short circuit is 10.24. You can 1500 volts on these panels, and 20 amp fuse rating. They're saying use 12 AWG for this. So these panels look like they're in excellent condition. So that panel looks brand new. I mean, there's no marks or scuffs or anything really on there. So what I'm hoping to do is to put these on my back wall, and I believe these are close to the same size as the ones on the back. We need to measure these things and see if they are in fact, I know the length I think is going to be the same. It's going to be the width that that will be maybe different. Let's see. So we are 65 inches on the height, and we are 39. So the Jinko panels that we have, those are basically 325 watt. They're 33.6 maximum power voltage. 9.68 current, and the open circuit voltage is 41.1 volts. Short circuit current is 10.2 amps, and it's 1,000-volt DC. The other ones were 1,500 and a 20 amp fuse, so that's the same on that. So once again, these panels are 325. My poly panels are 250 watts, all of them, that even my mono panels that I bought earlier for 3 times this price. And if you look on that, you can see that it's basically about the same thing on there. So the really good deal to pick these up for 35 bucks a piece for 335 watt monos, getting close to 10 amps. So this is going to be really nice to be able to pull that many amps out of those panels. So we're going to go ahead and unload these, and we'll be back. So far, we have changed out 8 of these panels to the monos, same size, but they're going to put out a lot more. So you can see some shading on this panel right here. There's no shading on there except for me as I'm moving, and no shading on that one. And then the clouds are coming out. But, oops, there's a shading right there, partial shading, no shading there, no shading on those over there, and then those next two have some shading on those. So we only have 13 panels, so we have these two, those two, and then one more on the end there. So we'll change those out, and we'll see what kind of production we get. We'll check it out when it's done. Okay, so it's the next morning, and we changed out all of our mono panels here, because you can see we have shading here, there, we have shading going down there. So we have partial shading yet still on this. So we, as I said yesterday, we had these poly panels on here. So we'll go take a look inside here. And it's cloudy out today. So this morning it was sunny, and we were putting out about 70 amps between the 2 panels there. And what we did was get rid of those 24 volt, 2400 watt inverters, and we replaced it. We had this before, but we took it down when we got our grow watts over here. So now we have 4 48 volt dual phase inverters. I'm sorry, this one's not dual phase. I would have to connect this to another one right next to it, and then I can make it dual phase, but this is just single phase right now, but it can be dual phase. So we're charging up these 4 lithium batteries that we use overnight. And what's really surprising is this inverter really doesn't use that much, maybe about 10 or 15 watts overnight from what I saw, but hardly uses any idle draw when I'm just running my freezers and my fridge and freezer. Really, I go to, at 6 o'clock, these will be at like 13.2 on each of them. And when I get up in the morning, it'll be anywhere between 12.9 and 13 volts on all of them. So we can go down to 10.5 volts on all these. So I actually woke up at 2:30 in the morning this morning, and it was 34 degrees outside. So I turned on our mini split and I ran that for 2 hours when these were pretty much averaging 13 volts. And after 2 hours, they were down to about 12.8. So they did really well. So if I had to overnight to run the heat, I could easily run mini split off of this. The AGMs down here, you can only go down to 12.8 from like a 13.2 at the max charge on this. So it's not quite the same that you can run off these lithium iron phosphate batteries. But this thing is really running nice, and I like the fact that I can get on both of these. I can see my production. If we go in here, let's get to the production part. Okay, so PV1, with it being cloudy out, says it's 173 volts. And this will go up to 250 volts on the PV input on this. 2.9 amps right now. And 499 watts. And PV2 is 170 volts, around 2 amps, and 337 watts coming in. And it's 14 amps total it's charging on that. Now, the way I have this set up, I'm not bringing in that much because I'm almost fully charged on these, so I really don't need to. But if these batteries down here were in like the 12.8 range, this would probably be set around 40 or 50 amps bringing in, but it's limiting down to 13 right now because the batteries are almost charged. So it's going to charge batteries with the amount it needs because you have the settings on this set up to charge those batteries right with the BMS. Now these battery Evos, these have BMS inside each one of these, and we have those daisy chained together in series and with these cables, and you do have a breaker, an overload breaker, and you can use this. It's a 250 amp overload breaker. You can draw quite a bit. I think it's like 400 amps you can draw through these. That's a huge amount, a lot more than this one over here is only 100 amps on this server rack. And these really can pull a lot of amps out of them at one time. So we'll be getting another set of those here pretty soon. But just wanted to go over and let you know, go take a look at those mono panels again that we have out here. And so these mono panels are the same size, like I said, of the dog's out sunning himself. Same size panels as what we had on here before. The polys. So, but in this shaded condition, you need mono panels so you can still produce some power while you're in shading conditions. And the just barely enough room on some of these to fit this right there. It's a 1/4 inch, and then over here is like an inch, and then I have a couple inches here. It just depends on the builders when they were building this on what they did. They probably couldn't get a full set in, so they had to make one smaller. But with that sun, you can see with a cloudy day, it's right there. You should be able to see that. It's pretty low in the southern sky. That's why we have these panels right here where they're pretty much almost facing straight up. And the same thing over there. We've got those panels on top of the sheds and stuff like that. We got panels on top of this pergola here. And then we also temporarily have some poly panels right here. So the nice thing about that 48 volt inverter, the MPP that I'm running all these mono panels on, I also have this on. So I can string together 6 330 watt mono panels in series, another 6 in series, and then parallel them together. And then same thing over here, I can run 6 of these in series because I got to keep it below 250 volts. And I think it's like 210 volts with these monos. And it's like 230 with those monos over there. And so I need to put another string here. Right now I only have 6 and 6, and those last 2, that mono and that poly panel back there on the back wall is not connected. So I got those 12 and then got these 6. So I'll need to maybe put one of these sheds. There's 6 monos on both these sheds. I might take and do the monos off of this one right here. And I just ran that yesterday temporarily. I need to take and bury that, put it in some way I have it in that flexible conduit, and take and fix that up so that we don't have that exposed wire. That's, you can supposedly direct sunlight and direct burial, but I always put it in a conduit when I bury it. Oh, sun's starting to come out a little bit on those panels over there. So this is the only southern exposure I get is on this north wall in my backyard that faces the south. So we'll go again and see this. And right now we're running a mini split, 2 mini splits on this 12 kilowatt right now. One upstairs and one at that glass door I just walked through. And on this one, we're running one in the living room. This one, we're running the actual dryer right here, this heat pump dryer. Right now, we're not running anything on this one right here. Now, this is the one that I said I can go up to 250 volt input on this. And it tells me my kilowatts for the year, gives me the year, month, day, so I can see how many kilowatts I'm producing. So I just hooked this up 2 days ago. And the one thing that I did on my wiring here is you'll notice on these wires here, they're orange. This one is 140 volt PV input, dual inputs, MPP chargers. This one's 140 or 150, but it's only got one MPP charger. This one has 2 MPPT chargers in it. Sorry, I was saying MPP. MPPT chargers in it. And they're basically 150 volt input, as where this is 250 volts. You definitely don't want to take and move this over to one of these. You'll fry something inside. So what I did was I put orange on here, and then I've got white for this, goes for this string right here. So when I have to disconnect these, I know that that's that one string. This was black on here, so I have black and then orange. So the orange dictates these are 250 volt. So right now this thing's running really nice, and maybe down the road I might get another one of these, because this is a 6,500 watt inverter, and it's only single phase 120 volts. But like I said, if you pair another one together next to it, you can do dual phase out of this and get 240 out of it. So down the road we might add another one. Not sure if I would have enough with two of these to be able to start that 3.5 and 4 ton, but down the road we might see. So anyways, please like, share, subscribe, and don't forget to hit that notification bell. And I hope you have a truly wonderful and extremely blessed day. And we'll see you soon. And I hope you got a good deal on the SanTan Solar sidewalk sale. I know I did. 13 mono panels for $445 or something like that. That was just really dirt cheap. 35 bucks a piece. So have a blessed day.